surrounded area. So everyone theoretically that lived here was Catholic. So they would Catholicize the slaves, but I would venture to say that the slaves might have voodooed the Catholicism too. It was
Right.
an exchange of information. People always only talk about it from the idea of the slaves, trying to hide behind Catholicism, and that wasn't it. That was an oversimplification. I believe that there wasn't enough credit given to the slaves for this knowledge of seeing the divine archetypes, for recognizing the oneness between cultures and religions,
Right.
for accepting the beauty and the power of a different religion than their own. Because so many New World people were used to, my way or the highway type of thought pattern, which still heavily persisted in the 20th and unfortunately in the 21st century, that only our way is right and any other way is wrong. The main thing that I was attracted to by voodoo, besides the continual conversations between spirit and man being accepted, was the fact that you didn't have to deny other people's religions in order to be. Like it wasn't like, oh, this religion, you'll have to say all religions are bad or so and so is this. It would kind of embrace them all.
Right.
In theory. I mean, there are particular human exceptions, and I would say my way is the only way, but it's not the creed. It's not what's preached. It's not like, oh, if you hang out with someone who's in this religion, you're banned. It doesn't work that way. And that's a good thing if we're going to survive as a people.
Well, yes, and it seems that divisiveness is just growing, and I know that things run in cycles. I know this is going to get turned around at some point, but it's very
turning around.
Unbalancing. I mean,
well, it's got
the
to
divisiveness,
change.
right? The divisiveness
just can't
will have
go
to go.
one side. One. It's okay for a while for us to do this way, and then do another way, and then go back the other way. No, there needs to be a new way of acceptance for all of us to live in harmony. The living, the dead, the religions, the neighbors, the states, the countries, the universes. Yeah, things definitely need to change. And right now it's a very angry time, and it's felt in every level of existence. There's so much anger out there.
Yes.
From political to it's everything. It
is everything. It's carrying over into everything. I mean, it's just permeating.
It's sad. It's scary.
It is scary. And, people actually are stopping friendships or not speaking to family or doing all the weird things. It's just a very unsettling thing. And I don't understand really why it's become so extreme, because we're all humans. It shouldn't be that way.
If they're not stirring the pot, the pot is being stirred to hopefully create a new dish. Yeah, let's only look at it that way.
Yeah, but you have to, if you don't have the right ingredients, you're not going to get a different dish.
Well, so it's taking out the bad parts, one would hope. They're rising to the surface so that we can skim them out and find a new way. It's just not a pretty process.
It is not
pretty. Not a pretty process. Yeah, and friendships are being broken and people are being hurt. And,
yeah, so
everybody's blaming everybody. It's not good. Now, unfortunately, as they say, as above, so below.
Yes.
I've been asking spirits, what is the answer? I don't like the answers I'm getting when I say that. Like, what is the answer? How can we fix this? What is wrong right now with the human race? What can we do? And We should ask for their advice, for their wisdom.
I do.
We should just be asking them, what's your name? How many of you are here? Like
yes,
that.
I know, right? Like that matters. But they have the wisdom of the ages. And if you listen, they will tell you. They will give you answers. Sometimes it's figure it out. I have had a situation like that, but as we all have. But, they do have answers. They have lived through things such as are happening. And if you'll just ask with respect and listen with respect, you do get answers.
And they might not always be the answers that you want. And then you have to try something else. I did not like some of the answers I got a few weeks ago. And I'm going to ask again before I repeat those answers because it's not acceptable as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I know the answers that I have heard, and I didn't care for most of them either.
Okay.
So I am not nearly as receptive as you are. So I would be interested when you are there to let me know. But we have questions.
Okay, go ahead. All
right. Are certain times of the year more apt to have paranormal activity in New Orleans?
Specifically in New Orleans?
Specifically in New Orleans.
I don't know if it's necessarily only the time of year. Though, of course, Halloween is that universally around that time period everywhere. Right. That's the only one that seems to be consistent. And we might have some extra ones here, like Mardi Gras.
I was thinking Mardi Gras.
Because that's an important holiday for anyone that's lived and died here. So that would be marked still as a time that people would want to party, if you will. They would want to return back for their vacation, for their visit. And there's a lot of people that travel here, and we never travel alone. So you bring your extra baggage with you. So far, the airlines are not charging for that extra baggage. But that may change.
If they find a way.
If they could figure out how, yes, they would. But, different holidays in different areas are always important times for the spirit as well as the living. So we have that extra holiday.
Right.
But in general, it's always more about, in my opinion, more about the people than the time of day or time of year. The people and what they represent and how that interacts with where they land.
Yes. You know what? I'm going to interrupt you. I already did. Okay. I'm telling you I'm going to do something I already did. But we have to take a break.
Okay.
Time has gotten away because I love talking with you so much. But this is going to be about 3 minutes, and we will catch y'all on the flip side.
You are listening to WPHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk radio.
Hello there, welcome back. As you know, I am Kat, this is Bloody Mary, and we were discussing levels of activity at different times of the year, but truly, it's people related, right?
In my opinion, I mean, I could be in a location for a couple hours with nothing going on and then just be in that same location a few minutes later with a different group of people or a different person in general, and then there's a lot of activity. Now, whether that person is more interesting, more recognizable, more bloodline connected to him, more sexy, I don't know. All of those reasons could be the trigger. It is always about both sender and receiver's abilities and reasoning, so the triggers are so varied. There's never really just one reason. But times of year, obviously there's more people here at Mardi Gras, then there's more spirits. Same thing, holidays, the holidays that are more active for families gathering together have that collected family bloodline power to have spirits of their family there because you're all together.
Right.
So it all depends. It's not necessarily a time of year, because if a family reunion is happening on great-grandpa's birthday over there, and everybody gets together and it's some odd day in April, it's still going to be a powerful time.
Right. Well, a follow-up question to that is, which parts of your city are more prone to harbor spirits?
The harbor.
That was a setup. You're welcome.
but actually, that would be the answer. I mean, the water brought people here. The water brings spirits here, just like it used to, right?
Right.
So the oldest town would have the oldest energies. It would have the deeper footprint, the imprint. Therefore, the French Quarter, right at the river's edge, would be both the harbor and the place where more spirits would be. But then, let's say there's some that would collect in the swamps, or some that would connect in the bars, right? I mean, it's where people are, is where the energy is where they are too.
Something that you taught me also, the very first time I ever went out with you, was look up.
Yeah. It's a very simple thing, because people don't look up. We're a society that doesn't look up. We walk straight ahead, look to the right and left a little bit, but we don't walk around and look it up, But if you didn't have flesh and bone and blood and gravity holding you down to that path we're walking on, you'd be floating up in the air too. So look up on the balconies, up on the roofs, outside. Look up every once in a while. From my experience, spirits usually come from a more celestial realm down into where we are. So look up. Yeah, absolutely look up.
Especially in the quarter. I forget what I was doing. I was just wandering aimlessly